When you live in extraordinary circumstances and conditions, you can't tackle them in a normal way. You need crazy.
I met Outspoken at one of our poetry slams. We kind of battled amongst other poets, and me and him ended up tying, and we had to share the prize. And the prize was a quarter chicken and chips and a book. And so he took the book, and I took the chicken and chips. He was hungry for knowledge, I was hungry for food. And so I think since then we kind of knew, okay, we can work together.
And it started off focusing mainly on like live events, so like poetry, hip hop. But then we realized that expression stretched beyond that with young people that wanted to contribute and write. So it kind of expanded to like citizen journalism.
So comrades, we are here at Africa Unity Square at the MDC Alliance demo. Are you worried that Zek will do that same ZANU mathematics? They'll say 10 plus 4 equals 4 million votes.
Hivos was one of our first funders. Going back to like 2008, 2009, they were willing to take the risk with a very young organization, and thanks to them, it's managed to see us through 10 years strong and growing stronger with all of our initiatives and programming.
There's very little civic space in Zim. People are often afraid to speak their minds because you never know if what you say can get you beaten or arrested. And I think we really saw that last year in November when we had big plans for our Magamba 10-year anniversary, but it turned out that the state had even bigger plans for us. They raided our Motor Republic offices here. Soon after that, confiscated all the laptops they could, also charging us with subverting the government. Actually, the raid here happened the day the coup was happening. So we kind of woke up the next day, some of us had gone into safe houses, woke up the next day to see a general on the TV saying this is now on another level. And we're kind of looking at that saying, well, we were being charged with, trying to overthrow a constitutional government, but I think the military have maybe beaten us to it. It's an ongoing battle between the bottom and the top, between the citizens and the state. It's an ongoing battle here in Zimbabwe, in Southern Africa, on the continent, globally. And I think it's key that as citizens we keep coming up with creative means to keep civic space open and free, and to be able to use it to hold government to account.
Ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, welcome to The Week with me, Comrade Fatso. And it's been a scary week where we've discovered that our country is full of ghosts, or as Zek like to call them, registered voters, and that ZANU-PF has got your phone number in their contacts list.
I think young people are very disillusioned, and we identified that need to kind of come up with creative forms of activism that could reach out to young people, get them involved in being part of the struggle for a new Zimbabwe.
It's not just work. It's not like something you can switch off from, and say, okay, now I'm not an activist. The cost has been, I don't have any gray hairs, but just stress, threats of arrests, raids, detentions, the basics of activism 101. But I think the benefits have far outweighed the cost that we've seen so far. It makes it all worth it in the end.